Jon Heyman just gave us a big Juan Soto update, and I'm nervous as all heck. Welcome back to MetCast, friends. As always, I am Rain. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Help us reach our goal of 1,500 followers as we continue this journey of bringing you all the Mets content, the news, the breaking news, whatever you want to call it. But today, as of a couple minutes ago, we have this new article just released by Jon Heyman, and it's got me shivering in my boots. It really makes it sound as if the Mets and the Yankees are the only teams that are left in these sweepstakes, which I think a lot of fans in general thought those are the two teams that were probably coming down to. The Dodgers refused to go to around 700 million, but now we have this scathing article. I'll pull it up for you right here from Jon Heyman, the New York Post. Yankees Mets up Juan Soto bids north of 700 million as his historic free agency nears its end. Now, I also want you guys to remember this. He also said that it looks like the bids are anywhere between 710 and 730 million. Let's continue on in this article. The Yankees and Mets both remain heavily involved in the the 5-team Juan Soto Derby, with both clubs recently upping offers into the 710 to 730 million dollar ranges I just said. MLB record territory, as it is believed the sweepstakes could be within a day or two of the historic conclusion. Both New York teams showed how serious they are with the recent changes to offers, and both now have extended bids over Shohei Ohtani's record $700 million. It is believed the Mets may be slightly higher as of Saturday night, but the respective offers appear to be within shouting distance. And that's what scares the hell out of me. It can't be within shouting distance if Steve Cohen really wants to nail this guy. There is no word yet on any other offer. The three Soto suitors, Red Sox, Blue Jays, and Dodgers, are by any means out of this bidding. And it is possible one of those teams might even be above New York teams and win the 26-year-old superstar hitter. Soto won't necessarily take the exact highest bid, and he was said to be weighing his 5 enormous bids Saturday night. At least the top 4 offers are believed to be fairly close. The Mets understood from the beginning that the Yankees' one untouchable advantage in their sweepstakes is their ability to offer the 2-time MVP winner Aaron Judge as a line of protection. Some new school folks scoff at the idea of the protection within the batting order, but Judge was the American League OPS winner, blah, blah, blah. We know all about that. The Mets are also seen as an attractive destination for Soto, as his meeting with the Mets higher-ups, including owner Steve Cohen and team president David Stearns, who was said to have gone well, did the Yankees meeting a few days later. The Mets impressed Soto with their stunning run to reach the NLCS last year and Stearns' first season at the helm. The Boston Red Sox and Blue Jays are also believed to have placed very competitive bids, while the super team Dodgers, with less need to add yet another superstar, surprised folks by just by going well over $600 million. All three of these teams seem to still be in the bidding, though the lowest bidders, Dodgers, are still viewed as the least likely destination. I mean, that's the article on a threshold. You're seeing these bids in the final closing minutes get higher and higher. Could you see Steve Cohen's going 750? Potentially. But one thing that scares the hell out of me is the spitting distance. That's what that hands down right there. That could mean he's going back to the Yankees. You saw Willy Adames sign with the Giants earlier today, which might have been a fallback option for the Mets. Certain players are starting to come off the board left and right, and I don't want to see the Mets left at the altar like they were last year. I mean, last year It was widely known. They hosted Yamamoto. They went to Steve Cohen's house. They did this whole shebang, offered him $325 million over a similar contract length, and Yamamoto spurned them. He took their offer to the Dodgers where he really wants to go. I don't want to see this happen again where Steve Cohen is left at the altar bidding $750 million. He takes $710 to go back to the Yankees. They got to find out what is the offer that Juan Soto is going to go to the New York Mets. I think Steve Cohen's got to make his final offer. What do you want to do? Where do you want to be? There might be deferrals involved. Maybe you do what, I mean, his home is in Florida. Maybe you do what the Dodgers did with Blake Snell. You give him a massive $100 million signing bonus up front, which will count towards this year's cap, but it's not taxed. He could take it in Florida, and then it helps with the cap situation going forward. That's something I think that might be on the table. He has the money in his pocket to do it. When you look at all the owners, you have Hal Steinbrenner around $1.5 million net worth. The other two are 6'6", and Steve Cohen at $22 to $22.5 billion. I mean, it shouldn't be even a competition in my eyes. I'm willing to pay the money. I'm willing to pay the tickets. I paid the higher parking. Building a team like they did last year is not going to win them anything. And just bringing back Pete Alonso is not going to be enough for this team, in my opinion. They're already going mid-level with the starting pitcher. Right before we got on here, I saw a report saying that the New York Mets are involved with Nathan Eovaldi potentially. We're going to have a bunch of mid guys throughout the rotation, potentially six-man rotation again. That's okay if you stack the back end of the bullpen and you have a great lineup. But losing Soto, just bringing back Pete Alonso, and we have Starling Marte in right and Brandon Nimmo in left, you're not winning anything with that. We still need a legitimate DH, which we don't have, which if you sign Soto, it could be Marte. You could then probably get away with that if you bring back Pete Alonso. But with Willy Adames off the board, there's really not a ton of options. Yeah, Alex Bregman's out there. I don't know if I would really want him. I know he's got the issue with his arm. He just had surgery on it. He had a solid second half of the season, but the big fish is Juan Soto. This is what Steve Cohen bought the team to do. He said in prior interviews, there is no cost. This is supposed to be fun to him. It's not to be ran as a business. He's going to get his hotels, his casinos around. He's going to be making an absolute boatload of money on these contracts coming up. And that's where I see them having to explore. And it shouldn't just be Juan Soto. It should be Juan Soto, and they should be listening to Corbin Burns. But now we're hearing they might not be involved in Corbin Burns or the max free market. But now we're involved in the Nathan Eovaldi market because he might take a 2-year deal similar to what Clay Holmes did at a higher AAV. I mean, it's clear as day. David Stearns is giving us his plans right up front. There is no guesswork when it comes to this. He is not going to give pitchers that are in their 30s multi-year contracts beyond 3 years. That's why I think there's a really good chance, and I hate to say this because I like this guy, that Sean Manaea is not going to be a part of the New York Mets in 2025 and beyond. Because if Luis Severino is getting 3 years at $67 million, $22.5 million a year, you know Manaea is beating that. What's Manaea getting? 4 for 100? I don't see David Stearns giving that out. And maybe Sean Manaea takes a little bit of a hometown discount to come back to us because we're what helped make him so successful, the pitching lab, the camaraderie. But I don't see him taking less years. You're not going to take less years. So that's where we're at right now. There's a really good chance we might get a decision as of tonight. And if we do, of course, I will always bring you that news. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Feel free to share with a friend. That's the best way to spread the podcast. Follow us over on X. And as content or breaking news continues to happen, we'll be sure to bring it to you. Thanks for sticking around. Until next time, take care.